Hello, hello, checking. Hello, hello. I think we're good now. Hello, welcome. Sorry, guys. Audio was a problem. No big deal. We got it taken care of. We are here this evening again. Going to be casting some more of the Banano Open Classic, round of 16 for the Mid Elo bracket. Joining me as always, Jabari. Welcome.
Great to be here.
Yeah, got a fun set. Geo versus Alikog to start us off. These two both showing promising gameplay in their first matchup, and I'm really curious how this set works out between them. I do
Indeed.
have the Civ draft and their home maps up on the screen for you guys now. Geo has Banana Grounds, and Alikog has Banana Cove as home maps. Map 1 will be Arabia. Geo has Byzantines, Berbers, Mayans, Lithuanians. Alikog has Britons, Sicilians, Italians, Malians. So, going to be interesting. A lot of civs on here. We've seen quite a bit of, actually. It seems to be very trendy, the civilization selections. Last two sets we've casted. A lot of
Indeed, yeah.
Byzantines, Berbers, Lithuanians, all Britons. We've seen them all. Italians. Looking forward to seeing how this one works out, though.
Indeed. Though Geo is definitely my favorite here. I know he's the higher rated player. I know he's taking this tournament very seriously. He feels like since this one is hosted by your Discord, that it's a like a home server tournament for him. So he's really trying to perform well. And Alikog's home map here is also a favorite of Geo. I think the deck is kind of stacked in Geo's favor here, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Geo has performed well in a few tournaments in the past. I know I played in one with him, and we met in the semifinals, where he just destroyed me, and then went on to win the finals as well. So, definitely been a player that we've had our eye on from the Discord. See how he does. We'll see how he does. We are going to dive into the game here in just a second, guys, and we'll on to Arabia.
Cool. I am ready whenever you are.
I'm at 5 seconds.
Cool. Count it down.
3, 2, 1, go. Geo in the yellow as the higher seed will be playing as Mayans here, and then he will be playing against Alikog, who will be in the gray as Malians. Going to be very interesting to see how it works out. Manta in chat saying he's backing Geo as well because they were practice partners. So always fun to see practice partners. Map Arabia. Gold for Alikog. Kind of awkward on this hill. Not gonna lie. But it is relatively easy to wall this base up. Can't really complain too much about that. Then Geo on the other side looks like he will have a very promising base, actually. Like his base wouldn't be all that hard to wall up this one side. Gold is pretty safe on the back end.
Yep, and definitely worth noting, Geo is aware of the fact that the monkey takes up 0 pop space. So as Mayans, you're actually able to queue up a Vil at the start rather than going for Loom. For some reason, he already has 20 seconds of TC idle time, so he's kind of wasted that advantage. But for a moment there, he was actually up a whole Vil.
Yeah, it's interesting touch. I wasn't even aware that it didn't pop space, honestly, so very interesting to learn this stage in the game. But yeah, I guess I don't play Mayans or Chinese much, so numbers on the early Vils are usually the same for me.
Yeah, now that I say it, I question the fact myself because I feel like we've seen a lot of people actually get housed. At least I recall, I think a call got housed on 5 pop when he forgot to build his houses. So I'm gonna have to fact check that one.
Yeah, it's true. He had forgotten to do houses there. The Manta rooting for Geo here, but it's a Civ win
Hmm.
apparently because it's Malians.
Honestly, this is a slight civ win, if you ask me. The Malian champion counters both of the power units Mayans would want to go for in the archers, both plumed and traditional, as well as eagles. Malians is a pretty
Oh,
sick counterpick to Mayans here.
Geo loses a villager to the boar as well. 30 seconds TC idle time, clicking up and garrisoning just too late with every Vil here. So he is actually going to end up being a villager behind here since Alikog has kept his TC production stable. A little bit unfortunate where his first house is, but I guess he wouldn't have to wall that side in again. See? We do have 4 on wood for Alikog, nice and early.
Yeah, and Geo, between the TC idle time, losing one to the boar, is looking incredibly shaky here. Something's got to be up with him. I play a lot of games with this guy, and to be down not just 1 but 2 Vils this early, he's got to be like distracted or tired or something.
Yeah, a bit awkward, and we got the Vil being pressured here by Alikog, preventing that boar from being brought in. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that specifically. It looks like he should have stayed on that for a little bit closer there. So Geo having a bit of a shaky start for sure. 5 on wood for Alikog. What is Alikog going for here with 5 on wood early?
I bet it's just like looseness of build order. 5 is just 1 away from the normal amount for some builds. I think it's just him not being a strict build order kind of guy.
I mean, Geo has 4 as well. I kind of expected to be a pre-milled rush from both players when I saw 4 on wood, but not the case for either player. Geo has at least gone forward and found his opponent. Does have quite the scouting out on the map. And then on the opposite side, Alikog been home for the most part, just scouting all around his base. Honestly, it looks like he's scouting for walls. That could be what we see from here. Let's see if that is next.
Yep, indeed. This much focus on scouting at home without going forward to see the opponent usually signals walls, and I believe he's got that Vil forward now, finally starting the construction. Going for pretty much a full quarter of the map wall off. Given the tree lines, it's actually the easiest wall off. If he's able to get this up successfully, he'll have a beautiful base.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry about the stutter there, guys. Don't know what that was. But Capture Age seems to have a moment there. Looks like we're good now. Barracks is coming up for both players here. Geo going to be up about 30 seconds later to the next stage. Alikog is looking very clean here, though.
Indeed. I guess with the 2 on gold, he's going to go Men-at-Arms, possibly to FC behind walls if he's able to. He's not committing what's necessary, though, to the walls, so he is going to be playing this open in Feudal Age, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that his base is pretty compact, his gold's probably his biggest concern here. I wouldn't mind him walling up that side of his base, but otherwise, I mean, there's not a whole lot here that he has to... The wood line behind is relatively close to the town center. This front wood line is a bit exposed, but the monkey for Geo is here, and I don't know if he saw the militia leave the town center. I don't believe so. But they are headed forward, and Man-at-Arms is coming out.
Yeah, even if he didn't see the units, I think Geo can reason that the barracks was down long before, like, Feudal Age. It's probably Men-at-Arms. Though Geo is looking very vulnerable to it right now. These Men-at-Arms might just hit squarely on the berries here.
Yeah, and it looks like that's definitely going to be the case. And there are 4 Vils here. No reaction yet from Geo, just the Vils walking around themselves. And this Vil will surely go down here. And honestly, no reaction yet. There comes the reaction from Geo. So,
yeah. Oof. Geo, he doesn't have that much food left under his TC. If he stays off berries for, like, any amount of time, he's going to have to idle his TC.
Yep, and Alikog gonna delay the range by bringing the monkey over here as well. This range isn't going up. This is really bad for Geo. He has to alternatively make a range close to the town center.
Oh no, I was about to compliment Alikog as he dives the TC. Geo fails to capitalize, though. Oh man, that was just a golden opportunity for Geo to just take everything back. And even still, the Men-at-Arms are just getting peppered 1 arrow at a time. This is very, very bizarre.
But Geo's in a lot of trouble here after failing to kill this off, and he's going to lose maybe another villager, maybe not here. Looks like he might capitalize now with the villagers garrisoned, but oof. This is a lot of idle time that would have otherwise not been here.
Yeah, but he kills the men-at-arms. That actually was resolved a lot better for Geo than I was thinking it would be. As Geo, I guess, is microing his own men-at-arms rush on the other side, making the exact same mistake, falling under the TC. And it's kind of a dead even game now.
Yeah, the Eco KD is 2-2 for Geo, so that's one that he lost to the boar, one that was killed, but on the other side, he had at least to kill one villager for opponent. So, all in all, the monkey's still here, and this vill is weak. If he pays attention to it, he might be able to kill this villager and actually tie up the villager count.
Yep, and I know chatting with Geo before this, he was thinking Alikog would be a relatively easy matchup, but Alikog is kind of looking to be almost a better player here.
Yeah, you can't sleep on anybody in this tournament, man. It's the ranks that we have here doesn't really do justice to these players' skill levels. Every set has been, for the most part, really good. I don't think we've had very many situations where we haven't had competitive games that so.
Indeed, and Alikog participating in the low elo bracket, choosing to come here. I guess anybody who chooses to put themselves in a challenging situation is gonna fight hard. No one would ask to do that just to go in with no effort.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's sitting in a good position too. Round of 16 after he was in the low elo bracket. There is a super weak Vill here. Will Geo spot this? Hopefully he does for his sake, and he does, and he positioned these archers very nicely. Get another one, I think.
Yeah, in addition to the Vill deaths, he's getting put off gold here. Even if these archers get cleaned up, for 3 archers to kill 2 Vills and stop gold collection entirely is incredible value.
Yeah, Geo takes the lead for villagers here, though the farming eco difference is 14-7 right now. So I would expect that Alikog will click up at a much faster pace. He does have the military out front here. Should be able to secure all the military that is near. And he has 4 skirms, 5 archers. Opposite side, 2 skirms, 8 archers. So Blacksmith is up, and there comes fletching for Alikog as well. No fletching in just yet. There it comes. So yeah, pretty dead even game now.
Indeed, and in a dead even game, I'm inclined to favor the Malians.
Malians definitely look good here. And we're going to see this nice little 4 palisades to wall this up over here is all it's going to take. And he'll have to push his opponent to the opposite side. That's going to be very nice for him. But yeah, like you guys were saying, if he goes into a little bit of a later game, which I believe we're going to see here, going to be very much a hard battle for Geo here.
Yeah, but I guess falling back to my original assessment, I know Geo to be a very good macro player. As it goes late, I think Geo is going to have an opportunity to show his stuff, but at the same time, what stuff do you show versus Malians in late game as Mayans? Like, I'm genuinely struggling to think of a unit he can produce that will do well against Chap Scarls.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I don't even know what he does here. Like, Mayans get hand cannons by any chance? Like, I don't. I actually don't know. But
Definitely not. None of the Meso get any gunpowder. As far as I know, it's possible they like mixed a cannon galleon in for Incas or something like that. But I'm positive none of them get hand cannon or bombard cannon.
Yeah, Frederick, I agree. He has to reach that point. This is true. I mean, some sort of an all-in Castle Age push could be viable here.
Yep.
Mesosivs really have like been taken down a peg ever since the Man-at-Arms upgrades. They're a little bit more of a defensive thing against mezzo compared to how they used to be. And this positioning for Geo is just brutal. Just brutal.
Yeah, Alikog taking it like just in time to not have his armor upgrade. It's a good fight for Geo. It's not overwhelmingly good as Geo's army gets mostly cleaned up. But Alikog, I mean, if he had literally waited 20 seconds, he could have taken that fight with armor and probably won.
Yeah, and now there's an eagle here, and it looks like Alikog might be pushed off of gold again.
Yep, and perhaps Geo is recognizing the Civ situation and feeling like he needs to take an advantage, if not end it early. And he appears to be doing that. Everything we're talking about the Civ matchup kind of doesn't come into play in the feudal age. And yeah, maybe it's going to motivate Geo to go hard early.
Yeah, we are going to have a market drop down. He has a ton of archers at home, and going to switch into eagles. He only's got 2 on the field. He only has 1 barracks, so this is not going to be a full switch by any means.
Yeah.
A shame.
Full switch.
Geo also with some terrible walling here. Could have just walled this wood line, but like he will try to wall himself up. Back home, just man-at-arms out on the field.
Yeah, but I think that he might mix in a few eagles for raiding, but to make them the bulk of your army is just begging to get countered by swordsmen.
For sure. I feel like double gold comp is really his best option, though, having archers and having eagles. Like, given the current situation, where his opponent's going mainly archers and skirms, I would not mind him adding another barracks and playing barracks here early Castle Age.
Yep. I mean, sometimes if the Civ matchup's unfavorable and you don't have an especially good unit matchup to go for, just go for your Civ's strengths and just hope the counter fails. I can see that working.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here, though. I mean, as the army does finally get cleaned up, Geo does have a decent villager lead, but he is lacking wheelbarrow, so not as big of a lead as you may think. He is also later to capture Castle Age. Supplies coming in and longsword for Alikog, so he's definitely going the longsword route. It makes a lot of sense here, honestly.
Yep, and also definitely worth noting, both players have a tremendous amount of idle time for feudal age.
Yeah. A lot going on. Elos were between, like, I think 1200 to 3rd, or no, this is the mid Elo bracket. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Find out.
I mean, Alikog was under 1200 when he signed up. Geo, I mean, he's actually one of my favorites in this bracket. He's probably in the mid 1300s now, but he's a guy who overperforms in tournaments.
I'm looking for us here right now. See if that works. There you go. So 1340 against 1169, but I don't think that Alikog has been playing a lot of 1v1 late, to be honest. At least not ranked one.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, by signing up for this, he knew he would be facing players up to 1500 Elo. So regardless of his rating, he feels he's got a shot against players up to that level.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, with his play here, I mean, he doesn't look as if he is a 1100, 1200 player. He looks much better than that.
Yep, and I will say in the low bracket, he was one of the players to actually collect their prize money, so there's a chance that he's actually motivated by that Banano prize quite heavily.
For sure, and Ishai, I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. This is Alikog versus Geo, and then next up will be Tech Chariot versus Verstort.
Verstort, yeah.
Verstort, yeah, I butcher names. Just get used to it around here. But ultimately, the longsword numbers are growing. You can grab one of those. Look at the pierce armor. It's 5 pierce armor on longswords.
Yep, but I believe crossbows are faster and obviously have greater range, so it's theoretically possible for the crossbows to kite the men-at-arms without taking any damage. Though, as we see right here, a lot of swords are swinging and crossbows are going down. And looking at this micro as well, I'm sure Geo is 100% focused on this army, neglecting everything else that's going on at his base or where else.
Yeah, longswords speed is actually 0.99, crossbow is 0.96, so the infantry is just slightly faster, and I believe that is now that have squires in.
Yeah, and that gets cleaned up. That probably dashes Geo's dream of going for archers.
No, I don't think so. He's going to continue, it looks like. Got crossbows wound up for days. Already a university on the field. He has 3 TCs. Alikog is just now switching to 3 TCs, though. The eco lead stays in Geo's favor.
I mean, that just feels bad, man, to just take such a devastating fight. He was microing as hard as he could, and he still lost convincingly. And then just to double down on the unit, I think that Geo might just die to straight swords here.
Yeah, Malians, man, they are a great civ, and they have these beautiful champ scarls or longsword scarls, whatever we're going to call them at this point. And he is massing them. Alikog has 15 military to 14, and yeah, it's going to be rough. Frederick says he doesn't need ballistics with Thumbring. Yeah, ballistics isn't 100% necessary here. Thumbring would be beneficial. But for now, see what happens. There's a hole here. Archers have been going through this all day long, and this is a lot of long swords to be walking into your base.
Oh, man. And given their pierce armor, even if he doesn't look at these too carefully, they're going to do so much damage. He's spreading them out very nicely. Geo's going to take heavy losses here. He's going to idle a lot. He's bringing his whole army home, so Alikog's going to continue to be safe.
Now, with his current crossbow mass, it takes 2 volleys to kill 1. That's insane. There are 16, so it takes 32 arrows right now.
Yeah, but 2 volleys, that is actually doable. It's not at the point yet where it's unthinkable to micro these crossbows versus the swords.
Yeah, it's a lot to deal with right now whenever both players are trying to boom behind this. Alikog looks like his balance of villagers is a little bit better, and vills have been dying here for Geo and have not been going down as of the last few minutes for Alikog.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Geo is still maintaining a Vill lead, but I think he needs like an overwhelming Vill lead here. If the game just continues with the players being relatively even in terms of how much military they're able to field, I mean, unless we're missing something in our civ analysis here, Malians just take it.
Well, you have to consider the fact that main thing for Mayans is Archer, and Champ Scarls do so well against it. Even Scorpions. Scorpions not going to do much. Geo's adding Scorpions. Sure, it does do the bolt damage, but as soon as the longswords catch up to this thing, it's going to destroy it. Hopefully he gets some good shots in for himself, but it is going to be 3 barracks production, and they are about to be fully upgraded.
Yeah, I do like the Scorpions. I mean, maybe he's just experimenting. Having not seen Scorpions versus Swordsmen from the Malians before, it sounds like it could maybe work. I mean, Geo's just got to do something different here. I don't think that he can just plan on going pure archers all game here.
No, I mean, it's just such a rough matchup, I feel. Like, I agree, Scorpions, or see what they do. I don't think they're going to but tickle these longswords, honestly. But the archer numbers have been masked. A few big mangonel shots could be big here. But Geo does know about the gold here, and maybe he thinks he can deny it. He does not know his opponent is all the way on the back gold, though. Here will be a big fight, big moment. Mangonel shot does get quite a bit of damage here. The Scorpion bolts, though, how much damage do they do?
They're doing something. It actually looks like Geo's taking the fight, just, you know, with his 2-to-1 numbers here. Geo's probably actually feeling great right now. Given the dynamics of the game where Geo's been, like, primarily the one taking damage, for him to have a 1,000 score lead really suggests that, you know, Geo's economy is still ahead. And excellent fight for Geo. All of a sudden, I'm worried for Alikog.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no production behind this now, and he's trying to wall up behind this. But as soon as we see some skirmishers, most likely I'd say that's the route we're going to see gone. It will be a lot more difficult for Geo to deal with that composition. Right now the longswords are melting. They aren't able to do quite enough. But it's going to be difficult to raid here. And forward castle. The Doubt's face. Will it be a Doubt castle?
Given the archer numbers here, it's hard to imagine it being a Doubt castle.
It only has one Vil. One Vil. Where's the other Vils?
Yep.
All right, they're coming. They're coming.
Nearly having the stone to build his own. He could actually deny this by just slamming an immediate reactionary castle.
Yeah, I mean, I like being forward and all, but I don't think this is where you put this. He's surrounded by production buildings. I think this is a very ballsy castle. I think I'd just put it on this gold, to be honest. But we'll see. The Vils, there's quite a few of them coming. There are more Mangonels coming. Siege. Geo could actually adjust his economy and go up to Imperial Age. Alikog, not there yet, adding more farms behind this, but everything he takes to produce is food cost intensive. Alright, yeah. One Vil will begin to build this, and this will be the moment we find out if this is going to work out or not. There's only going to be 4 villagers here. A complete surround. Oh, deletes the castle, okay.
Yep.
Rough spot to have all this in, though. Geo's going to have to micro forever.
Yep, and I like the idea to get the castle super forward. Malians, I mean, they get an additional pierce armor with each age, so the strength of the swordsmen versus archers will only increase as the game goes on. Maybe Geo just feels a need to end it now. He recognizes, oh no, he's cornering himself. Geo.
And he's trying to drop a castle on top of the castle that now Alikog is dropping. This castle might be able to be denied, but this is a lot of ills that are probably going to be in a bad way. And he's getting them out of here now. Oh no.
Why would Geo try to do this? He's probably assuming that he will be able to deny the castle, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to get in a position to range all of these. Despite having a score lead, an eco lead, and a military lead, Geo is looking like he's pretty desperate here.
Yeah, and I think if you're in Alikog's position, you feel that right now. And you're probably like, what am I going to do here? Like, just... that was rough. That was rough. Again, the castle position, I love forward castles, but that was just ballsy. And ultimately, Geo's lost a ton of Vils now. I think he lost like 10 or so Vils just in that scuffle. May have been more because the Eco KD's 30 Vils lost to 8 now.
I think Geo actually just lost the game there. I mean, as we've been saying, he's at a civ disadvantage from the start. I guess his answer to what do mines go for, if not eagles or archers, was a castle in the middle of the opponent's base. But that just got denied, and with it, Geo's lost his Vil lead. Alikog's going to have a competitive imp time. Champ Skarls, I think, are just going to take this away now.
Yeah, and he's going to castle the middle now, and I almost feel like going into Imperial Age and getting Eagle Warrior upgrade is a very big sign that Geo is very worried about this one right now.
I mean, yeah, Mayan Eagles with El Dorado probably trade more favorably versus Malian champs than Arbalest do. I've never thought about it before, but honestly, this might be the worst Civ matchup in the game, possibly even worse than Goths versus Mayans.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal. And now this castle, he's going to lose more villagers here. He's not producing Vils at the rate that he's losing them. Alikog has taken villager lead here, and it is... is he denying this castle?
Apparently, man.
No, he's got one Vil over here, but that's another 12 Vils down? No, 10 Vils down? Oh, so brutal. So brutal. What's a good feudal age time? You're new to the game. Man, you'll have to get some build order situations for yourself. Depending on the build, I mean, get up to feudal pretty early. I mean, 9 to 10 minutes a good feudal time, right? I mean,
I don't look at the clock, but if you keep producing vills continuously and you're able to click up when you're in the low 20s, I consider that excellent for a new player.
yeah, that's true. I mean, ultimately, you just gotta get into the practice of your build orders, man, and it's brutal. I personally need to go back and revisit my build orders so I can maybe play something more competitively. But yeah, it's fun to learn the game, man. Got 9:30. There you go. That's perfect. Someone who just started the game, you're in good shape.
Yep, I think Geo has full upgrades on these, save chemistry, which is coming in now. I mean, some big mangonel shots to soften up the swordsmen before they come in might make it possible for the ARBs to take a good encounter, but the later this goes, the worse it gets. In addition to the Pierce armor growing, as like total populations get higher, it becomes harder to micro.
Yeah, Pierce
And,
armor
like,
is already 6.
and when you're Alikog, it's just like so nice to be able to create a mono army of a single unit and just patrol it in to win any fight.
Oh, Geo just killed some of his own units. He's gonna lose 2 Trebs here. He hasn't realized it yet. His attack forward is doing a little bit, but he only has 1 Treb now. That's what other one will die.
Yeah. And Geo actually, with a commanding score lead. If the score is anything to go by, Geo's actually taking this. But I don't know. I think that Alikog's just focusing his army here on the Trebs and whatnot. As soon as he dedicates some swordsmen to Geo's main force, I think he'll just win the fight decisively.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very weird that the score is so different right now, but I think it's very wrong here. I don't understand the score, to be honest. The KD's not all that overwhelmingly in favor. What is 40? Overall, like 40? 43 is positive for Geo. I guess he is killing buildings. Both of them have a lot going on here as far as res in the bank, though. Both players could use some more production here.
Alikog needs much more than some production. He needs a bunch of barracks, and yeah, Geo is actually camping the barracks right now. This is huge. Like, the units, as they spawn from Alikog, are actually dying before they can even get to position. Geo, you know, if he manages to keep Alikog's numbers this low, has a chance, but I don't know, man. The Civ Wet matchup is just so overwhelming. Alikog's just not losing vills fast enough. I feel like Alikog can make a lot of mistakes and have a chance still, but Alikog, looking desperate now, is suiciding what little he has. He needs to compose himself, wait till he has a bigger army, and then attack.
Yeah, he's going champions, which is the right move here. We all have seen this. The Trebs are in danger again. The Arbs have to come back. They're going to lose another Treb. I don't like the Trebuchet control here. As 2 of them will go down. A third. Oh, he's going to lose all of his Trebs. All of his Trebs.
Devastating for the push. Geo is also mixing in some Eagles. I do love Eagles for raiding. Just a couple in the base going unnoticed for a minute can kill so much.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to garrison his barracks a little bit and get some numbers up, but ultimately, Geo forward in good position here as light. What stables and light cav? I don't know what the change is for that reason, but yeah, I think this is Geo's game here. Looking pretty good for himself.
I mean, let's see how well Alikog can deal with this. I mean, Alikog is certainly in a winnable position. He, like...
yeah, he has lost a lot of ground. He is still safe, though. And getting conscription now, so with that res in the bank, he can pump out quite the number of champions. And he did just lose... Geo just lost a pretty decent number of Arbalest here. Yeah. Currently, look at this population on military. Just follow this for the next few minutes here, and we'll see what happens. But I feel like Geo's not gonna pump out a ton of units at the moment. But the champion. Wait a second. Why are he's going around? He's just gonna go kill the Trebs in the castle. He's not even worried about these Arbalest. I like it. I like it actually. Alikog's put himself in a good position.
Yeah, Alikog still has essentially all his eco. He has like 10 safe barracks now. He's going to be able to get out the numbers of the units he needs. And yeah, dude, these champs are just barely taking damage. He's winning this current fight under the castle so hard. He's outnumbered 2-1 in total military population, but I actually prefer his units in a straight-up fight.
Some Eagles did get into the economy up there, but again, now that this Arb army has come home, yes, the Eagles are going to run around and kill Vills, but the champion production could get out of hand. There are 72 military to 25, now to 30, 32. Wow, that's shot up very quickly. Things last quite a while. He just needs to get them in close to actually kill some units as the Eagle raids continue to go in here. Starting to look a little bit worse. Oh, some Gebettos to defend, actually. Interesting.
Yep, Gebettos are very good at defending the base. They're faster, they got more range. A few of those patrolling around should do very well versus the Eagles. Alikog, though, is kind of running his units in single file. He's somehow managing to take a bad fight of Champ Scarls versus Arbs.
Yeah, and there's only a few Gebettos, and they will go down. He'll have to keep producing those if he wants to get those in here. And this is going to be a big fight if... Oh, it's not patrol. Geo's not patrolling. There's
boy.
Oh, there was 47 Arbalests here to begin with. He has at least microing. He did realize, but a lot of numbers going down here. That was a pretty rough mistake. For now, we'll be okay as the Eagles continue to raid. There are Gebetto, and there are now champions to help deal with this situation back home.
Yeah, but Alikog's Vil count is steadily dropping. It looks like Alikog is getting a little stalled out just in total population. Geo is macroing so much better.
Yeah, and here we see the big fight again come in. A little bit better of a fight for Geo there for sure. Castle forward on the stone, which is going to be a nice position to push from. And now we have some walls coming up behind this for Alikog as he looks to stabilize his military, or his base at the moment. Focus on his military.
Love the walls. I mean, if he never let the Eagles in, he would like still be nearly 100 Vils. I really don't like that Alikog is not repopping his Vils. He has over 1,000 food in the bank and only 78 Vils. Like, he would do himself so much good to just, you know, shift Q Vils across.
Yeah, relics are on the side of Geo right now. Geo has the relic control at the moment with 2. He has the map control at the moment, so he probably will be able to get the other ones should he choose to. Oh, this castle from Geo. There's already one Treb sitting here able to take it out. The champions are not too far away. There are 16 villagers here.
Yeah, very good of Alikog to notice this and retarget it with that trap that was already deployed. Yeah, probably a castle that's going to go down as soon as it comes up.
Yeah, but this is what I'm worried about for Geo right here. 35 Arbalest is all he has left. He does realize, okay, so he is going to get out of here, but taking quite a few hits, and the champions get in the way here, and more Arbs will go down. That Treb won't survive either, so the castle will stay up for now, but at very low HP. Alikog stabilizes on that side again. The thing for Alikog is we can get one big push. He might be able to push Geo back far enough, but right now it does look very much in the favor of Geo here. As another castle will come down here, and this will...
I don't mean to interrupt, but you say it's looking rough for Alikog here. I'm looking at his military count. He's finally gotten to his ideal composition, which is just a ton of champions with a ton of production. I mean, if he was ever going to win this, I think he could now with this army.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big plus. It's just, we'll see what happens here. A lot of castles forward. There are some eagles mixed in here. They are not Eldorado eagles either. They are lasting forever. There's not a ton of Arbalest here. Main Arbalest group is on the front, so the castles are going to be going down for Geo, actually. And a lot of Arbalest dying for Geo.
Yeah, I mean, how will the mass of 50 champions go down? Alikog has the res to continue replenishing it. The fact that he is low economy kind of doesn't matter so long as he's fielding the correct military.
Yeah.
And the champs just seem unstoppable, truly.
Yeah, one castle will go down for sure here. The other one will soon be trebbed down. A lot of villager losses yet again here for Geo, but not still has the villager lead here. So there are a lot of light cav running across the field, and if the light cav get into Geo's base, which is wide open on the front here, it would be pretty difficult for him to deal with that. Doesn't have anything back there. He's got only slow moving units. This castle on the front under fire. The Arbalests, though, seem to have whittled down the champion numbers. And no more being produced here, really.
Yeah. He needs to replenish that champion army. That was the only thing he had going for him. I do love the counter raids, but he can't just, like, completely lose the fight at the front.
Now, the raids are going in. There are quite a few light cav here. They have the unique tech. They do not have the unique tech. It's only 7+2. So Farimba's not in just yet.
Yep, and I see Alikog queuing a single villager. Man, with that much food, it's
I know.
just such a waste to not be adding more builds.
And Geo, no reaction on the front here. They're already starting to realize what's going on. But again, these Arbalests are not in a good position at all. It's now they're under castle fire. If this Arbalest army goes down, and raids are coming in as he's just attacking a town center right now, sending light cav through the base as Geo tries to answer this. I think
Alikog has it for sure. I mean, I don't want to say 100% for sure, but, you know, all game there's been an inevitable thing where if it goes long enough, Alikog will take it with his Civ. The balance has tipped, so now Alikog has the much larger army and a competitive economy. Geo's idling a lot, taking raids. Geo's push at the front is over.
yeah, and now
Geo,
there's just light cav everywhere.
yeah, Geo honestly might resign in the next minute or two.
Yeah, I mean that was his big holding stone. All those Arbalests. He lost a ton of castles. Geo's villager count, actually total population dropping below 100 here. Pikeman being added into the mix. Pikeman with very, I guess he does have decent upgrades. Oh
Pikeman,
no, Geo's going longsword.
Yep. I mean, honestly, of all the things that he's made, longsword or the swords line is the thing that is least countered by the Malian champs. I was going to say Pikeman, yet another unit that's countered by the Malian champs.
But don't Mayans only get two-handed sword?
Yes. They are inferior, but unlike with Arb or Eagle, there's not like some Civ bonus that's making it an unusually bad unit matchup.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Geo popping back into this one, back up to 116 pop, has a good number of Pikeman Arb mixed in, but lots of champions.
Yeah. One thing I know about Geo is that he does not call early GGs. He's going to fight this one out all the way. And, you know, if Alikog were the kind of guy who didn't repop in the late game or something like that, maybe if Geo can push this to the post-gold stage and champs become unavailable, I can see him still taking it. And, yeah, he's still hanging in this. Obviously, he still thinks he's got a shot, too.
No, I think that's his only option at this point, is to go as super late as you can with this. He has 4 relics. The other relic is not even under control of Alikog. And gold for Alikog will soon be running out, so it's not gone anywhere across this map. So honestly, these trades aren't the worst trades. But yeah, here, all of the vills on gold right here. All of them, I think. I don't think there's any more gold left anywhere for him. So he will be running out of gold before long, but can he hold long enough at the moment is the question. With champions continue to come forward here.
With 36 champs between Q and the field, plus this much gold in the bank with gold income still, it's many more minutes that he'll be able to add champions. He'll be fielding a large army of champs for a while. But Geo is basically holding. The raids have been repelled. Geo's attacking into Halb. Alikog's not killing him very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he continues to do some raids. Light Cav here. He did do a nice job with that earlier. There are pikemen here, soon to be Halb, though, so this Light Cav won't be quite as effective. But now the question is can Geo hold out all these castles that he had forward? Down to one castle in the middle, another castle up here on this hill, but for how long? And if these champions continue to produce here, as well as Light Cav trying to raid, it's going to be interesting.
Yep, I will say it is incredible to see essentially pure Arbalest hold against Malian champs for this long as Geo continues his commitment to Arbalest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's definitely very committed to it. We'll see what happens come the next few minutes. I mean, Geo somehow just dropped again down below 100 pop. Guess it's probably just losing all the military numbers there.
His eco count is really low too, with about half of it being idle. Yeah, Alikog continues to produce Light Cav, clearly with the intention of raiding. Alikog is doing a good job keeping Geo down. Yeah, I think that Alikog is looking excellent at this point.
Yeah, honestly, very impressed. He's stuck to this whole corner of the map. He's basically had his only the starting res, and he's just now actually getting his stone back. And he's pushed back how many castles? I mean, it's been looking very, very good for him for a while now. Just has to finish Geo off here, it looks like. Geo has mined, I think, all of the gold on the map that was neutral gold. Castle will fall. And now the champion numbers are getting up there again. 40 of them here.
Yep, and Geo down to 0 gold income with less than 1,000 in the bank. He has the relics, but Geo's going to have to start populating his army with trash. Meanwhile, Alikog's going to continue to field champions.
Yep, and Farimba's on its way now as well. So these Light Cav will actually be able to take out TCs and buildings with relative ease compared to what they are now, as well as do much better against these Arbalest in a straight-up fight.
Yep, and as Manta points out, very good of Alikog to tech into Farimba while the gold is still flowing. I'm sure that will pay dividends later when this goes to the post-gold phase, which it appears like it's going to.
Yeah, hour 16 in the game. I think Geo is just not going to be able to hold, though, with the military being now 70, 80 military for Alikog here. I don't think either player has really made it 200 pop for very long in the game.
Nobody's even crossed 170 as far as I know, though Alikog looked like he might be about to.
Yeah, but now there are champions and Farimba Light Cav in the eco, as well as a castle getting trebbed down. It is uphill shots, and there are just a lot of arbs here, so needs to champ Scarls over here before he loses these trebs. But yeah, I feel like this castle's going down here now, and
yeah, this castle's going down. These arbs are going down.
military numbers, man, he's really doing a good job.
Yeah, it's astounding that Geo has held on for this long. But as he loses his last castle while taking raids, and maybe he'll keep fighting so long as he has an Arbalest army, but that can't continue for too much longer either, as it's hard countered by these champs and soft countered by the Light Cav.
I mean, there are 23 Arbalest right now, as Gebetto are attacking the town center here. But there are a lot of the Arbs right here, champions and Farimba Light Cav. This castle has been repaired for a very long time and is still standing, but he's been unable to take out the trebs, so he's wasted a couple hundred stone at least already trying to repair this and keep it up. We'll see if he can keep it up, though. I don't know. He looks like he's going to push this back yet again. Eventually, Geo, though, as you said, running low on gold. Somewhere has 2 on gold, actually, so he did find some more gold somewhere.
Yeah, Not sure where that is, but I don't think that it's a strong long-term supply, as Alikog definitely has the better trash options with the Farimba Light Cap.
Yep, one treb down, only needs one more to go, and you might save this castle. Still a lot of stone investment into this, and the military numbers for Alikog consistently higher, the vill counts higher. The bank for Geo has slowly but surely been depleting. The good thing he has the relics, but Alikog, I don't know, sitting in a good position at this point with his military, constant raids. Castle still standing for Geo though, under all that pressure. He's done a good job to keep it up.
I mean, Geo is just holding here. Alikog is, I mean, in a commanding position. I understand Geo not wanting to call the game with a 3K score lead, but how is Geo ever going to push out? Like, he is not going to have gold. He can't make Eagles. He can't make Siege. It would literally have to be like Halberdier raids for the win.
Yeah, but you know, he's got no gold, as pointed out by chat here, and that was really what he was relying on. He does have some res he could sell, but honestly, no gold could be a problem for him.
Yep, and some good humor by the players as they chat about how long the repairs were going on that castle. Honestly, that castle must have like dealt 10,000 damage during this whole fight. It's been
Killed
firing
47 units.
Yeah, those repairs were well worth it as a continuous battle has been going on underneath the castle.
Yeah, and it continues to go on, but there's very little in the way of army here for both players at this castle now. And as long as this Treb continues to hit, as Geo is out of stone at the moment, hasn't realized it yet, this castle might go down. Yes, Manto wants 70 farmers and full light cav spam, but don't think we're going to see that one, man.
Yep, and Geo, a guy who hates to call early GGs, I feel like he's playing this just because he's not 100% sure that he's dead, even if he doesn't have a plan to get back into it. Alikog needs to finish this. Like, in Geo's defense hanging on here, Alikog has not advanced his position in a while.
Yeah, I mean, the stables are coming up. He is going to have to shift into full light cav spam before long. Geo has gotten away with all these vills here for the longest of times. And an hour 20-minute game, but I think with all the raids coming in, losing this position here, and champions and that one Treb still pushing, Geo probably feels like he's gonna be out of this one here. Yep, and there comes the GG.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep,
What
and
a
I will
game
say
one.
yeah, indeed, what a game one. I'll say having played a series myself today, it can be so exhausting to play a tournament set. Having a game one like that, I think takes something out of the players. And if you are Geo, the one who was kind of on the back foot for most of that, I feel like that's really draining.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an insane difference. The KD pretty massively in favor of Geo here. Did kill buildings, had the army high, but in the end of the day, not there with the full economy numbers. His food was really the only thing Alikog was leading in, but the cheap unit and the champ scarls for Malians just taking this one here. I mean, my goodness, what a game one. Whew.
Yep, impressive hold by Geo, and truthfully, I still favor Geo in the series. The next game will be Banano Grounds, a map that I know Geo excels on. I think he's a very heavy favorite there. And the final map, Cove, like I said before, it's one of Geo's favorites as well. Alikog, it's nice to be up 1-0, but this ain't going to be easy for him to close out.
I mean, at this point, none of these sets are going to be easy for anyone to close out. I mean, what a game one. My goodness. We're going to dive into game number 2 here, guys, which will be on Banano Grounds. Just a second. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Sorry if I've missed anything, but Busy game. Busy. Alright, I am at 5 seconds when you're ready. Hello?
Yep. Count it down, please.
3, 2, 1. Alright, Alikog taking game number 1 here. Going with Sicilians on the home map of Geo here. So Geo will go Lithuanians, and he is going to be in yellow. Down 1 game, looking to force a game 3 here. Both players probably a little tired after that last one. That was a long one. It's a big game. Banana Grounds, obviously something we expect to see aggression on. Very, very open in the middle. Very little res near your starting town center. And have a lot of hunt, berries, sheep, gold in the center.
Yep, a very peculiar map. I find that people who've not practiced it have a really tough time with the build because of the limited food around the TCs. I think that's also part of the reason why Geo chose Lithuanians with such like little starting food around your TC. That for 150 food at the start really makes it possible to do something resembling a normal competitive build. And
Sure.
yeah, Sicilians, I don't quite understand that pick for this map.
Well, I think it's just the fact that the scouts are going to be so powerful. Without the bonus damage against spears, you're basically making sure that your opponent has to stay scouts, I think. And outmatching the scout production could be huge. But, I mean, it could be some crazy donjon play. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Alikog showing what he had last game here. A bit of a civ advantage. Here, it is kind of questionable who would be the favorite civ. Lithuanians, I feel like, are a very good civ on this map, like you alluded to. The extra food is big, but Sicilian's not taking any bonus damage. We'll see how it works out.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm sure that scouts will be the play from Geo in the feudal age. I expect Alikog to follow suit, but given the Lithuanian extra food and Geo's familiarity with the map, I expect him to get to those scouts a whole lot sooner.
Yeah, and we have Geo already headed to the mid here. Looks like he's building a few houses in the mid. Interesting play. But then going to build a mill. A lot of sense. Going for the hunt here, and actually going out quite a ways for the hunt. Not really sure why he went this far out. Let's check the scouting. Well, he actually does see sheep closer to him, but maybe he thinks if he can get these, he can just back up to those later. Scouting, obviously, the center of the map, trying to find all of those extra sheep, as Geo has done a good job to gain those sheep for sure. And on the other side, oh, Alikog
Oh
pushing
man,
deer at his
this is
town center.
this is Banano Ground's noob play here. You got to scout the middle, go for that bit of extra sheep, as well as find some deer to take. That is not good for Alikog while Geo takes in the center. Geo's food income is going to be outrageously better than Alikog's here.
Yeah, he has 7 sheep. He hasn't even grabbed 2 of his own sheep here, and he still has 7 at this point. And he's on the middle with Hunt, and on the backside, Alikog is going to have a mill at home on the berries, and already taking his 2 deer down to
Oof.
4 sheep remaining.
Kind of useless mill since the berries are basically already on the TC. And yeah, when you commented on Geo's mill position, you were saying that maybe he wants it forward so that he can like run back to the other deer. I think that by taking the deer here, he's kind of showing a commitment to having these vills stay in the middle. He wants to get up to feudal very quickly and just keep taking deer while in feudal and just have such overwhelming military advantage that his vills out in the middle are safe.
Yeah, and that could very well be. He is clicking up much faster. I like that Alikog has decided to push in a deer. Not something I have seen in a long time here, actually, but he has yet to on-garrison those villagers. So,
I gotta say, hilariously, that deer was pushed forward from the patch Geo was taken, so it's kind of stolen in a way.
Yeah, interesting for sure. But Geo will be up a long time before. And yeah, 19 pop up with Loom even. A barracks coming down for both players. Will be down in time for sure. And then definitely a stable. Lots of sheep remaining on town center for Geo, so he will not even have to invest into farms with all of that income.
Yeah, and Alikog, another way in which you can tell he's not the most experienced on this map is just how vulnerable he's being here. A lot of players would either small wall their woodline or try and full wall their base. Especially with this second lumber camp, I have a strange feeling that Alikog is just going to be completely open on his wood lines, and the scouts are going to have a field day.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point his best option is to wall up and try to survive after seeing that feudal age time. Uh, yeah, Millvilles are headed back to wood, it looks like. So we'll see where exactly they head to. Stable is about to be up. Only building it with one Vill here for Geo. I'd like to see at least two on that.
Yep, as Geo has an insane wood economy and very little food. As those vills leave the deer in the center, he's actually not going to be able to keep up scout production basically at all. He'll squeeze out one or two. And yeah, I guess that will be it for the early scout play.
Yeah, and this is giving time, and look, we have walls. Very small walls, but we do have walls coming up here for Alikog. He will have gold safe, both his lumber camp safe, should he continue to wall off. And it looks like he's probably just going to wall to the center, and we do have one spear on the field already.
Yep, and Geo's build, man. I mean, did he really go fast up just for one scout? I feel like he botched his build a little bit here. There's no way that Geo was planning on having his feudal attack be so weak.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not ideal. Looks like the TC wall to the TC strats being played out here. Obviously, could still run by this with scouts, but there's only one more scout in production right now. Still lacking that food economy.
Yeah, I think Geo should have hung in the center and kept taking deer. Leaving those vills vulnerable would definitely have been worth getting like to 4 scouts quickly.
I agree. And honestly, Alikog only one villager behind at the moment due to the excessive idle time, it looks like. But he's playing defensive with spears right now, and he's walled to his town center, so he doesn't... He's not going to be under a ton of threat here.
I mean, these scouts could run in. They would be suiciding to do it. But
Maybe a
yeah.
hole between those houses. But spears will take a nice hit on a scout. The scouts aren't going to do much here. So, Alikog just playing this super defensive at home at the moment. Geo's scout production hurting him here. Farming numbers are getting up there. 18 on food as compared to just 8 right.
Yep. And at this point, Geo, I think, recognizes that the play is to go for Castle Age. He's acting like he doesn't expect to get in any feudal damage. The scouts he has out now will just kind of be for map control, probably. Unless Alikog leaves the door open. As, yep, Geo's going for it. He's going to get some nice picks on the wood line for sure.
Yeah, he is losing a bit of HP going into the town center, which isn't a surprise. Quick walls do fail. No vills killed just yet, as the spears are here, and Geo... Oh no. Not done any damage. We may take a farm. He takes a farm. Gonna run away.
Yep, I mean, the scouts escape with their lives. They can continue to patrol the map, give them an idea of what's going on. And I guess Geo's going to have to take this to Castle Age. With that kind of fast feudal, that is not how you want your attacks to go, I'll say.
For sure. I mean, you wanted to be at your opponent's base much sooner with a few more scouts and have constant food income. Geo is still ahead in the villager count, though. He does have map control at the moment, and he is getting those farming numbers up. 16, 20 on food in total, as he's still taking Sheep? No, where's the unfood? Oh, the berries. He still has a few berries left. There they go. There's Scout diving in here. One Scout by itself, though. As the Scouts on the wood, 2-3 Scouts die there.
Yeah, but overall, Geo is getting to Castle Age a lot sooner. I think Geo's still in a heavily favored position, especially considering his map knowledge. But
Yeah.
a very uninspiring Feudal Age from him.
For sure. And on the back side of his base, it does look clean. He has both eco upgrades. He is shifting onto gold just now, though, and doesn't have a market. A bit late, but he will likely still be fine. On the opposite side, a market just now coming up as well, so Geo should be able to sell, get better prices. Won't have to sell much. Might not even have to sell much at all, but maybe 100 wood or 100 food at this point. Get up, and actually he's got the gold. Shifting on to gold bills. So he will click the Castle Age following this villager. Still has a few scouts on the field. But on the opposite side, Geo could be a couple minutes ahead, potentially. But I guess Alikog does have the market coming up. He could buy, and he might not be all that far behind.
And we also have Alikog in chat. What's up, man?
Hey, Alikog, how's it going? You have another stable, so it will be 2 stables from Alikog here. As the scouts from Geo, are they going to run in here? Or are they just trying to get some scouting in, it looks like? Castle Age for both, about a minute behind for Alikog here. Another stable coming down for Geo, or well, it was supposed to be coming down, it looks like. Stopped at 6.11%.
Yep, definitely did not mean to abandon that. He'll probably notice he has only one when he gets up to Castle Age. And I think that crucially, Geo did just scout that Alikog is taking stone outside his walls. So if Geo gets out some faster knights, he's got a nice soft spot to attack there.
Oh, he did not actually see it. He knows the stone is there, but did not see the building.
I think he might have seen a Vil walking to it, but yeah, you're right. He can't conclusively decide that there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility that he saw it, for sure. And we'll see very soon. I mean, it's the only exposed resource over here other than the gold, so you pretty much have to check it during Geo's position. There, he will finish that stable. Bloodlines being researched first, so by the time Bloodlines is done, he may have one knight out on the field. He does. They both have equal up.
Yep, I think the knight is actually queued behind Bloodlines, so Geo is not really going to get the knights out any faster than his opponent. Definitely not going to have like any sort of Castle Age power spike attack, but he's going for the first TC in the mid. I like it. The scouts have provided him with enough map control for him to have confidence that he can probably get this up. And oof, a 5-tile gold plus a wood in the center, that's actually a marvelous TC.
Yeah, and it definitely controls a good bit there. The distribution of res here over on this side for Alikog, there will be some gold and a few piles of stone, but there's definitely a bit more control with that town center. There's another town center coming up on the woodline, and there's actually a siege workshop over here with the Mangonel already coming out. We missed this sneak bill over here. It's going to be a good place to pressure.
I like it. I really like putting the siege workshop on the edge so you're not fighting uphill. I don't know if he guessed that a TC might come up in the corner or something, but that is such a nice target for this. This is a really beautiful spot for Geo to be attacking. So vulnerable. He's got the exposed stone and TC. Yeah, I love this for Geo.
Yeah, Geo is going to be lacking one upgrade that his opponent has, which is the +1 attack here, foraging. But ultimately, be an interesting fight. There are spears here as well. Mangonel, Scorpion. Stone is in danger here now for sure.
Yep, love the Scorpion. It will really soften up these spears.
Yep, he does manage to kill the Mango and both Scorpions, though. And it just looks like a better position here with that extra attack now. And now he's taking a bit of a worse hill downhill, but more units. Very close. Very close, but Geo, like he's taking the better of the fight for them.
Yeah, pretty close to a mutual cleanup. Whoever comes out ahead there is just going to have 1 or 2 units. But Geo, I don't know, man. His TC in the mid is better, but he's not up in Bills. This is definitely an incredibly close game still.
Yeah, well, 3 TCs to 2 right now. The third town center did come up on the mid here, so...
Yep, as Geo spots that other TC. Alikog is managing to keep all 3 of his TCs queued, which is beautiful. Geo's gonna slip behind in Bills here. If he's not winning the fights and he's falling behind in Bills, I worry actually a ton for Geo's position.
He's not convincingly winning right now. He's had more numbers, and somehow he's not advanced position. He's really kept the military numbers down. But that said, this town center is discovered, and it will be difficult to keep this town center protected with 2 mangonels going to be shooting downhill here. Going to be pretty quick work.
Indeed, and you know, this could be the deciding factor of the game. If this TC goes down, along with a lot of the vills that were working around it, Geo's going to find himself with an eco and military advantage. I think his positioning in the mid is also so much better. Yeah, Alikog doesn't look like he's going to be able to defend this. This TC and all of its workers are looking as good as dead almost.
Yeah. Not pretty at all. Bill's gonna die here just being out and about. Mangonels could get sniped here, though, which would be really good for Alikog, but it's really just buying him time at the moment.
Yeah, as Alikog, you know what? He's actually been booming so successfully that despite these Vil losses, he has a 7 Vil lead.
Yeah, and now he's going to fall back under his town center, needs to garrison it, but it's actually a really good position to take the fight now, as the siege has been cleared up. Geo has lost a lot of siege, this town center remains up, and this is 3 stables now against 2, I believe. Yeah, so...
And Alikog goes for his 4th TC. Did Alikog learn to macro between games 1 and 2? I mean, he's surprising me so much here. I thought that he was going to be a soft opponent for Geo, but it looks like Alikog is actually taking this in 2 games, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Alikog is going to have Blast or Iron Casting coming in as well, so he's going to be fully upgraded Knights against Knights with only +2 defense at this point. Geo yet to secure any relics. A monastery going to be coming up, it looks like, here for Alikog. Military numbers are better for Geo.
Yep. I mean, it's a nice military, and I don't know, Geo does have such a better positioning in the mid, as I keep saying, but he's not taking any stone. Alikog, on the other hand, just bought the last bit of stone. He must be thinking of a castle. If Alikog's able to castle and find... Oh, he's going for a defense in this corner. It's okay. It's okay. But eventually, man, you have to just start taking those center gold. And I don't know, man. Ooh,
this is so bad for Geo. He's trapped in here, this castle built super fast since it's civilians, and he's going to lose a significant amount of his army and some HP in the process. And now this whole side where all this push is at is going to be completely safe for the time being, and we have a 74-72 Vil game. I mean, the only thing really lacking for Geo right now is the TCs to boom a little bit more behind this, like we see Alikog has been able to do. He does have more idle TC time, but he has been on 3 town centers for most of the Castle Age, and recently adding that 4th, so...
Yep, as Geo now starts to collect stone. I mean, I keep on harping on how good Geo's mid position is. His first TC, man, is just so wonderful. If he is able to drop Yeah, if Geo is able to drop a castle behind this TC and protect like 3 different gold piles, he'll just be in a very good position to fight the late game. I guess I played this map enough that I feel like good castles in mid are kind of essential to winning. And for all of the, trouble that Geo's been taking, trying to push Alikog at home, he's kind of maintaining center control.
Yeah, but this fight is so good for Alikog. So good. He's got +2 attack. He has way more HP. He has a town center here to fight it. One monk does get a conversion though. But Alikog's going to clean this up right here.
Yeah, this is a huge win for Alikog. And Alikog finds himself with the larger army now. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
It's looking rough for Geo here at the moment. He's got to get himself back into the game here. Conversion again does it. Nice job. A monk on the field, so maybe some relic positioning could do him some good. There is one, or both of them forward here, but there is one very safe for him. Behind this, very rough on the wood lines for both players. At the starting base, some Idlevilles for Alikog. But both players using monks to heal up what military they have. Another castle. What is this castle? He wants to secure his gold.
Yeah, I hate this castle. It's totally redundant.
And
this shows his lack of map knowledge, man. You need to use your castles to control the gold in mid. No question about it.
Yep, he does delete it though, so we'll see if he keeps it there. I would love to see one on the front, and there it is. There it is. He's going to come forward here on this town center. And if Geo loses this position, he'll have no control of the center of the map.
Yeah, Geo has just been a little too slow with the stone collection, allowing his opponent to drop 2 castles before he even drops his first. Perhaps once he sees the foundation, he'll try and respond with his own, but it's versus Sicilians. You can't castle race that.
No chance. This goes up, and military again will be in a bad position for Geo. And again, still lacking those attack upgrades. Even with conversions going to be coming in here, Alikog handily wins this fight and now forces position even more for Geo here. As this town center, this gold, all not going to be able to be taken here.
As Geo does take in his first relic, very important as Lithuanians. I mean, Geo actually has the better eco now. If he gets relics and it just comes to knight v knight, Geo's looking totally fine here, but the score, man, must be disheartening for him.
Yeah, and I don't know if this castle goes up here. It's going to be close. There's a lot of knights in play.
It looks like it's going to get denied hard.
Alikog doing the monk trick. He does convert a Vil, but he did delay this even more. I don't think it goes up.
Wow, I can't believe Alikog's taking this. I kept saying Geo, my old practice partner, was one of my favorites for this. I practiced with him for this tournament. I thought he was looking solid. As maybe he does get this up in the end. It looks like the knights are distracted.
I don't think so.
Yeah, what a devastating doubt castle.
93% military control fully in the favor of Geo here. That no-go with that conversion. Town center's under a bad position. Alikog has enough res to go to the Imperial Age if he wants to. He just needs to sell. His boom behind this, his upgrades behind this have all been superior at the moment. And that castle being denied, I mean, the score is very, very, very much in favor of Alikog at the moment. I don't see a way back for Geo.
I mean, he's sticking with the old game plan of pure knights. I mean, he's actually still ahead in economy. I do know that Geo is not the type to get discouraged by a score deficit, but in this case, I mean, it reflects how much res Alikog has in the bank. It reflects the size of Alikog's standing army. Alikog's been on point with his production. If it comes to knight v knight, I don't know how Geo's going to close this 16 knight gap.
Yeah. Yep, and the the more this continues, I just wonder how long till Alikog realizes his current situation in the bank, and there he is selling, and there he is on the way to Imperial Age. Geo is nowhere near, and he has the need to make military right now as he takes another fight here that will easily be won by Alikog with the +2 attack. He is going to try to finish the castle. He should be able to finish it this time, right? Let's see. It's going to go up. Yes.
For sure.
But look at the stables being added behind this. And knight numbers are already pretty good. There are 5 idols and a knight randomly positioned over here from Geo. But
I mean, without being competitive in the imp time, how is Geo going to fight knight versus cavalier?
yeah, and any map position that he has in the center will be greatly under threat here as more and more production buildings come down. Honestly, he has 5 town centers too. First Crusade, still an option. An instant 35 HP, right? So, or 35 military units.
Yeah, it's Geo. I mean, I like the position of this castle he's going for here, but it looks like it's again going to get denied. These are desperate castles, and they appear to not be going up.
Yeah, it's not going up. Another Doubt Castle, and he's probably going to see Imp here, and I believe we may see the GG at Imp.
Yeah, I mean, Alikog with a win game 1, we were calling it a Civ win. This is no Civ win here. Alikog has just played wonderfully, defended well in the feudal age, just boomed up, produced excellent military, took good fights all game, smart castle placements, winning the opponent's home map, it looks.
Yeah, Conscription and Cavalier and Halberg coming in, so these will be very, very heavily upgraded. There's plate barding armor, only missing blast furnace. Geo just sold all of his wood in hopes to get up, but no.
He just put it all into queuing knights.
Wheelbarrows in his queue as well. This is the dire situation for gold right here. 24 villagers on 2 tiles of gold for Geo. If that gets located, it's definitely gonna be brutal. But Cavalier gonna be fully upgraded, minus the last attack upgrade. Trebuchet coming out.
Yeah, I mean, when Alikog hit Imp, Geo knew he had to change something up. By selling all that wood and queuing a bunch more knights, his decision was clearly to go all in Castle Age. And as an observer, I can just say flatly that will not work here. Alikog's going to have superior numbers of stronger army. It is just a matter of minutes, if not seconds, before Alikog steamrolls him and the series is over.
Yeah, and Alikog, the lower of the seeds. There comes the GG. Good luck next. Alikog takes this set 2-0 here, knocking Geo out.
Huge congrats to Alikog here. I'm incredibly impressed. I mean, Geo takes games off me in practice all the time. I thought Alikog was one of the weaker players in this. I mean, that's just what I assume of people coming from the low elo bracket. But that was pro. That was awesome. Good games.
Yeah, insanely good games for Alikog here. Alikog moves on, and he upsets Geo here. Good games, though. Good games. Clean play. Lots of good decision making leading to this outcome. We're going to update the bracket. If anyone, however, wishes to not be spoiled here, we'll give you a second to see this link I'm about to post for you. That is the YouTube channel. Everything is uploaded to if you've missed anything. And we'll take this moment to let you know that there is an open division coming up. March 1st will be the start date of said bracket, and this is the link you want to go to. We do have a handful of participants already lined up that are like 600 to 1800 players, but anyone enter can, and that includes high up as they go. So we'll see how that goes. We are going to update the bracket, though. Your time to look away is now.
Do you really think anyone actually is looking away when you say that?
Listen, I don't want people to be spoiled. If they don't want to be spoiled, that's all I'm saying. Geo going out here. Alikog, the 37th seed, by the way, going up here. He actually beat Noob in the Discord. So he is Noob's a 1350 to 1450 player, I think. Something around that. Maybe a little higher.
Like 1500 arena. I don't want to assign an Elo to his Arabia play. You don't see his Arabia play at any Elo level.
Fair enough. But and then Alikog getting a admin win over Victor Francis, who failed to show up. But nonetheless, on to the quarterfinals. Alikog goes. Congrats, my friend. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We have more. Just a minute. We'll be loaded into the second set of the game. Second set of the night.